I would describe myself as, you know, just a dude that grew up in London, Ontario, and loves music, and still has fun with it, and still is grateful to have music in his life. The Godfather, man, that's Maestro. Like, I didn't know Rakim, Big Daddy Kane growing up. I knew Maestro, man, and Maestro just, he's a dude. I mean, and not just, you know, not just Backbone and Drop the Needle, but, you know, Conducting Things and Nothing at All and Search Without the Retsin and, you know, just on and on. Like, he always came with it, and so many different styles and a great, like, range in his catalog of songs. I think it means that I got a kind of old kind of vibe, you know, like maybe sort of thoughtful and reflective. I think that comes from like hip hop that I listened to like a little bit later, like in junior high and high school. The Tribe Called Quest and like the Commons and the Outkast and all that. It's just like that DJ Premier, Pete Rock. It's like that's the hip hop that is sort of in my DNA, I guess you could say. My musical DNA is like that hip hop. So that stuff sources all of that 70s, 60s, you know, soul, funk. So I think that when I started making music, it was just like, this is just what's mapped in my brain as like what hip hop sounds like, or what the music I loved growing up sounds like. So I think that's kind of where that comes from. And for like, you know, my DJ and a lot of the people that I work with too, it's like they come from the same kind of influences. It still wasn't like that, but it was becoming a thing that was like awakening sort of in me of like, yes, I really enjoy this on a deeper level. Like it was more than just like entertaining friends at like a house party. It was kind of like, I started writing a bit more, like exploring my own ideas. And it's like I started playing with some old friends from high school, like a little bit later. And we were just like getting out on the road and like having fun and seeing some response to the music. And then, yeah, and then there was like, I started doing some solo stuff and opportunities started to come about. And that's when it started to make me think, maybe I could find an audience, you know, like maybe there's people outside of my friends and family that might like what I do, kind of thing. So it was that sort of thing of starting to like get out there a little bit and see some people's response and start to see that, hey, maybe there's more people that could like take to what I do. Yeah, so that was this radio competition that 91.5 The Beat put on, and that was a station that plays in KW, where I went to school, and then in London too. So my sister got wind of it, and she's like, you know, you need to enter this thing. And I didn't really have that much time, but she submitted all my stuff for like my birthday. And so yeah, so then I was fortunate enough to win that, and that sort of on top of like providing the finances to record an album, it was just the first time that people who I didn't know for sure, you know, they weren't connected to me in any way, were like, yeah, you're good, you know? So just from a confidence perspective, and just from a perspective of like, people could take to what I do, that was like a big kind of boost. So yeah, so then by the time I was done school, I had an album done, I had a little bit of experience performing, and I had a little bit of confidence, and started the ball rolling from there. Pretty exciting time, I think. I've only been in it for like, you know, 5-6 years, but I feel like even in that short time, I feel like things have changed a little bit, and there's a lot more, there's some energy right now. There's like some really interesting artists, you know. Decisive's kind of come out in the last couple years again and brought a lot of fresh energy, and Drake obviously, and Kanon and others taking it to another level. And I feel it with the fans too. Like there's fans that at this point, you know, they won't necessarily say, oh, you're my favorite Canadian hip hop artist to anybody. Like they might just be like, you're my favorite hip hop artist. I don't care about anybody else. And I think that's a cool place to be in for Canadian hip hop, where the fans feel like I don't have to preface anything. You know, if I like you, I just like you, and if I think you're world class, I think you're world class, and I don't care what anybody else says. You know, and I think that's exciting.